Jack, thanks for joining us and congrats on the result. We'll go straight into questions. Alex, you want to start it off?
Jack, so much possession, so many chances in the second half. It felt like it was just crying out for someone to step up and leather it, and Brandon By did that. Was that your assessment too?
Yeah, actually, probably. I don't like making too rash judgments before I watch the game back, but it probably wasn't our tidiest performance out the 4 games. I just thought we had a few sloppy ball losses. The game went a little bit like a lot of MLS games do, the transition game, and I don't like that kind of game. Those games worry me a little bit. But we've ended up coming out on top, and it was a great strike. Worthy to win any game with a strike like that.
What did Jeremy?
Hi, Jack. Congrats on the victory. What does it mean having taken charge in your first game, winning this fixture on the road, and then now being able to do the same thing at home?
Well, I've heard I won't have to buy a drink anymore. That's the rumour. So if anyone sees me, I like a 0% Heineken, and my wife's a red wine. So just make sure everyone knows that for when they see me out. But no, it's been an amazing time. The players have given everything, and we said at the start of the after the break on the first day about how do we create a higher bar for the next incoming head coach, and the lads have put themselves right back in the mix. You know, the season is bang on now, because we were a little bit more adrift than we wanted to at the break. So it's just credit to their hard work. It's been a pleasure.
Coach Jack, Felipe Rames, Conexión Deportiva. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
From a coaching perspective, when you're home and you think about it, you're like, wow, I brought the Timbers back to life. You know, they were in a very difficult situation. They gave you this opportunity, and you absolutely took advantage of it. How is it? Like, how are you taking the pressure doing it? Because you're making it in the MLS. Thank
you. I've had really good support, because we're a really small staff. We're one assistant coach with Liam, with Memo, with the goalkeepers, and Connor as an analyst. And we've been borrowing Andreas Flores from the second team on match days. He flew back in from the second team game yesterday from Minnesota and come straight to the stadium. And he's doing that well. I might not have my job back, by the way, when I go back. But we've really come together, and we've had to do a little bit more. Everyone's had to do a little bit more. But sometimes when you're up against it like that, you rally together. The players have got on board with it. And I was trusted and put into this position. And this is something I've been preparing for a long time anyway. I've been coaching a long time. It's not just like you turn up and you work towards these things. I've always backed myself if I was given the opportunity that I believe I know what the fundamentals are to get a team well organised and functioning in the right way. And we've proved that over the 4 games. But I wouldn't have been able to do it without the support of the guys. It's been a really collective effort. There's been so much change, so many different different moving parts across the process. We didn't know who was coming in at one stage. Then we knew, all of these moving parts that come with it. But no, I'm just extremely proud of everyone and the collective effort. And there just seems to be that we created a bit of a togetherness with the players as well. I'm extremely proud about what everyone's done.
Jack, I think I asked you a couple weeks ago, like, what had you learned about yourself or maybe through this process, and you said it was just still way too early and kind of in it at the time. But now that we're kind of getting towards the end of this run, are you going to reflect on this afterwards? Or are you going to kind of analyze your performance over the last month? And how do you kind of go from here?
Well, when it's all done and finished, I'll be straight back into the second team role. So I'll be back with Russo doing that role. So that will just get me straight back onto making sure we continue the good form there and get this T2 in the playoffs. What have I learned from it? To be honest, it's confirmed a few things for me because, as I said, I've been an assistant for many years at first team level, but not a head coach. But I always believed I could do it, and I think I've shown in these games that I can. So it's just made me even more hungry for my own career. But I'm very good at just doing the same things every day. I've told you I'm quite boring before in a previous presser, but the moment I go back to the second team, I'll just switch back into making them the best team I can with Russo. I'm just good at getting back on it and making sure that I go back to doing the job the best I can for what I was originally employed to do, to be perfectly honest. So, yeah, no, I'll miss the guys, but I've also missed the second team guys during this phase. So there's exciting times ahead for the club, I think, on all fronts.
Hey, Jack, how would you describe this atmosphere of this game to somebody who's never experienced it, never experienced one of these games?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. The noise when Brandon's goal hit the back of the net. I had a perfect view. I was just sat in my seat at the time and I just see it whistle in the bottom corner. So, yeah, amazing moment, amazing noise. It's a European atmosphere, it is. I don't mean that disrespectfully to all the crowds in the US, but I think it's a special atmosphere here. It's different to any other stadium. And we could hear it even before the lads came out to warm up. So, yeah, no, I will remember that moment for a long time.
Hey, Coach, beating Seattle never gets old, so thank you for that. As you're reflecting, I know we've talked a lot about what you are thinking about doing or how you move forward with your career, but as you look at this team, I imagine there are things that you wish you could keep working on, and you see what needs to still be done. And so I'm just curious what you've observed that you think still needs to be improved upon.
That's a deep question. Do you know what? Probably not one for me, because we've actually just continued to work on the same things, if I'm being honest with you. We haven't really added too many layers. I always knew that in this spell, complexity wasn't going to be the answer. It was going to be simplicity. So I think that's for the new coach to decide which direction he takes it. And I said to the lads, I'll be sitting up there watching the games, but my heart rate will be a lot slower than it was tonight.